I've been saying for years now that albums are dead, and I still believe that. Um, but I don't really make I don't really make albums for the sake of I don't really make album for the sake of, oh yeah, of doing an album like back in the days. I do album as collections of songs, and every time I do new songs, I keep some for my album and I release some weekly. And some of them from the weekly songs will be on the album, probably 20 to 25 songs, and then I'm gonna have 25 new songs. And to me, it's a great way to put the songs together, especially in a world where you release so many songs and there's so many songs released. It's a great way to create your island where people can, like if it was a playlist, take the time to stop what they do and listen to your listen to your work. Because I think it's harder and harder and harder these days in these times. It is harder to stop and concentrate on something. I guess we still do it with movies, but every time I watch a movie with my wife now, she has her phone in her hand and she's like half watching, half typing. And I'm like, don't you want to watch the movie? But this generation, they don't know how to stop and concentrate on one thing. Most of them, they are just bombarded with information, and they are bombarded with so much information that they cannot stop and do one thing. I guess because maybe because I'm older, or maybe because I just decided to control the flow of information, and sometimes I just don't want to receive all that information. So I learned to balance all this. And you get to this thing where back in the days when I would buy an album, I would just close the door of my bedroom, put the CD on my hi-fi system, and I would just listen to the music and learn the songs and listen to the mix and etc. And I would travel with the album. And us artists, the best thing you can do for us as a listener is take the time to listen to a project from beginning to finish. You see what I mean? It's, if I have time to record him, yes. If not, I'll put it as a single. That's exactly what yeah, I completely do agree, Soñador. It's good sometimes to do a detox of social network, and most of us, we don't take the time anymore to just do one thing. We want to be on Instagram, and at the same time we want to tweet, and at the same time we want to have something in one screen, and at the same time we have something playing on the TV. I used to do this all the time myself. I learned now to, sometimes, for example, when I want to know about the vaccine, there's a show in France called C'est dans l'air, And it's one of the show that I've been watching for the longest time because it's not debates where they are trying to make a buzz because they want to have headlines and they want to create the have lots of viewers. No, they want to have a real conversation between people who know what they are talking about. And when I watch this show, I just put my phone down and I watch it. And I just watch that. And I think it's important from time to time to concentrate on what you are doing. A lot of people don't know how to concentrate on what they are doing anymore because whenever you want to do something, you get bombarded by a notification from one of your apps and then you lose the flow of what you're doing. And if you remember, and if you've been here from the beginning of this life, I was telling you how one of my dear friends and partner and somebody who is one of the architects of my success told me, when you start something, you have to finish it. And you cannot go like a star doing everything at the same time and not finishing nothing and then be frustrated because nothing is done and complain about the other people. At a point, you have to start doing the things you do in a better manner. You see what I mean? And this is the problem of this generation. Information, truth, lies, real news, fake news, inventions, completism, everything is just, and everything is just sent every day. Every day there's something, every day there's a video, every day there's, and this creates a situation where people don't even have time to process things anymore. People don't take the time to listen to an album from the beginning to the end without doing something else. We used to, back when we sending a message on by SMS would cost you 30 cents, you would be stingy with what you would send to who. Not like today where everybody's sending 1,000 messages every day. And I remember at these times of Christmas and New Year's, if you people would start sending messages yesterday because they knew there would be a congestion in the system and that you might send the message Merry Christmas now. It would only arrive in 5 days. But today we have WhatsApp, Messenger, Twitter, DMs, etc. There's so many ways to be distracted that people don't take the time anymore to stop and concentrate. And you know, to me, I could say to myself, you know what? Let me just do singles. Let me just do singles and that's enough, you know? Let me just let me do singles every Friday and people listen to what they want, etc. But there's a reason why I do albums. There's a reason why I do albums. I do albums because it is part of my own process. First of all, this is going to be my 10th album number 10. 22 years of work to do these 10 albums. Lots of tribulations, lots of joy, lots of pain, lot of pain, lot of happiness, lot of vision, lot of disappointments, lot of revolution, and a lot of setbacks and a lot of disappointment in people, but never in music. And I'm trying to serve both things at the same time. On one end, I'm giving people singles every week. And on the other end, I'm giving albums that are more like playlists where I take the time to I let people decide what they want to take from the albums. Nobody is forced to listen to, for example, my latest album, which is my latest album is African Prince. Do I have a thing with Spotify? Oh, yeah, I have that. Okay. On my latest album, African Prince, for example, let me change that. So on my latest album, where is it? Let me find myself. Kaysha. By the way, you have to check my latest single, Bananas. It's dope. With Sammy Sam beats. Dope song. Dope song. So this is my latest album. Came out in 2017. This is my album number 9, African Prince. And I have 40 songs. Some of them are super popular, some of them not. But that's the great thing about it, is that I'm giving people the choice to listen to what they want. And I'm giving myself the choice to make 2 or 3 albums in the same album. Because I've always been limited by the number of French songs that I can sing in when I only have 15 songs or 18 songs in one CD. When you are free from the CD, you can really go as you wish and you can propose stuff to people. And when you release a single every week, because if you look at my discography, you will realize that I have been releasing singles week after week for a year now. This is just 2020. And you have Kizomba, Urban Keys, Amapiano, hip hop, remixes, Afro beats, etc. Look at all these songs. This is just 2020. Until here. All this is everything that I released in 2020. And that's, to me, all these songs, I will choose 20 to 25 of them, depending on how many originals I have. And I will put the ones that I prefer, and I will put them in this album, plus 20 or 25 new songs. And then I will let the people decide the ones they like, and they will do their own playlist with them, because I'm not trying to recreate the world of the past in 2020. I'm just trying to reinvent my business every time, because if you don't reinvent your business in 2020 for 2025, then you get lost in the process. You get flushed in the toilet. This is the world of today. A lot of artists, they prefer complaining. It's not my thing. The album where I heard Shansi for the first time, and then we ended up working at the same place. Can you imagine? You know, Shansi is my boy. Just had a beautiful baby girl. And you know, it's it is this thing where you have to create these art for reasons. And at the same time, as a businessman, I'm creating these new ways of releasing music because of the new ways people are fickle. People don't take the time to listen to stuff for a long time. They change their minds all the time. And for me, this, as a businessman, I'm working with the times. I'm working with, it's the time of the singles, cool. At the same time, when you do singles every week, you can change style as you want. You can do a song. If it doesn't work, you do another one next week. So you're not kind of in the prison of an album. If you do an album and you do an album and people don't like it, it's over. The conversation is over. You if the people who are invested in you give you another chance in 2 years, maybe you will do another album, but they might not give you the same budget now. When you do a song every week, some songs will do 20,000 streams in a week, some other will do 1 million. And so it's okay, as long as you can enjoy yourself as a musician, be creative, try different stuff. Listen, if I want to do mbalach, for example, I can. It's less risky when you can release every week. So, in a way, but as an artist, I can do music, try stuff, and I can still make albums just for the people who want to not be lost with all the sea of information and even my sea of musical information. I release so many songs that it's hard to keep up. Well, after the end of a lot of all these tracks coming out, I can come out and just give you a collection of all the songs that I released plus some new ones. And even the songs that I will now release in this album that came out in the last 3 years, I will add them separately in their own compilation. So I'll probably release the album, and maybe a week before I will release all the songs that I'm not gonna put in the album. I will put them in a Kizomba, or maybe I will put them in a collection called Kizomba, another one called Afrobeats, and then I will then decide which are the 50 songs that do the album. So I'm having a lot of fun. And the reason I call my album Bantu Royalty, the upcoming album, I will not say right now because we're gonna do the listening party the day it's gonna be released. So there's gonna be so many songs that probably the listening party will be only the new songs, but maybe I will do it in 2 days. I will do maybe a first listening party of the. I will probably do a first listening party of the songs that were released already. So maybe that will be a week or 3 days before the album. And then on the album release date, I will do a release party with everyone, and we'll celebrate and listen to the songs together. There's a lot of information I have about this album that I could tell you now. The reason why I call it this way, my thought behind the process, all these things, but I'm gonna keep it for the listening party because I guess, that's the things I'm gonna tell you that day. So all I can tell you is that the day my album is released, the week after, I will start releasing new singles. Just like if nothing happened. I'm just gonna continue, probably release some covers. It's been a long time that I didn't do a cover, Kizomba cover. So I'm probably gonna do I have a few songs that I wanna transform in Kizomba. I'm gonna go back to doing this. I have a lot of collaborations that I won't have time to put in this album. So I will release them as singles afterwards for the next album. And yeah, I'm loving all of it. I'm loving what I've been creating. I'm loving all the songs that are there.